Welcome to another World of Tanks Debriefing. This one is brought to us by Elloit on the EU server, running from the clan AOD. Now, I remember an AOD clan back from, I want to say it was either, was it the Battlefield games they used to run in? Or was it PlanetSide? They were like Angels of Death, and they were a fantastic clan. They had many arms, so I don't know if they actually branched into this game or not, but that's enough reminiscing. Anyway, he is sending us a game here in the AT-15A, the British Tank Destroyer Premium Tier 7, and it is a fantastic little tank. Every time I've run up against it, I've always had problems with it because you can shoot at it all day long, but that 230 front armor with the crazy slopes on it, good luck. I've even shot the bottom plate of it and had trouble with that thing. In my T-54, I've gotten completely wrecked by one of these things in my T-54 when he was up on a hill and I couldn't get to his side. So, needless to say, I'm excited to kind of see this because I've never seen one in action, only fought against them on rare occasion and maybe once with them. I know some strategies include kind of sitting behind them and being able to shoot right over top, and then basically being a mobile bunker, for the lack of better terms. That's pretty much exactly what it is. It's built to be a mobile bunker with a rapid-fire Churchill gun on it, I think. What is the gun on there? It looks like it's a 170 pin and 150 damage, so nothing too fancy, but hey, load it up and just fire away. Eventually you're going to get through. As long as they don't get to your side, you're going to sit there and take them out all day long. So let's go ahead and enough of me chit-chatting here and get right into it. He's on Encounter here on Inks. Actually, one of my favorite maps for Encounter, as it seems to be one of the quicker ones. And we'll have to see what happens here. So he's actually going into the city, which for a TD in this map is pretty much necessary. If you don't, you're gonna probably run into a little bit of problems, and I'm getting a little bit of frame rate lag there, so sorry about that. But yeah, as I was saying, with maybe he's going over here. Wherever he needs to go somewhere where his sides are protected. And it looks like that's something that he has in mind. I'd imagine with what he has 6,000 games, that most players by a couple thousand have realized that if you take a tank destroyer into the open, you're really taking your life into your own hands because you're now open to being flanked. And if you're not an American TD with the turret, you basically better hope that you have the distance to burn down an opponent before he can get to your side, or you have the backup with which to allow shots to come in at you and nothing really get through the front, but have to have that time and that ability to work someone down and not worry about getting flanked, or you have the support to help you, so on and so forth. But kind of cruising up on his own, so he's very exposed off to the side there on the 9-0 column, but he does have another tank destroyer watching him. If it's the Jagdpanzers to his right, so it'd be the AC 46 to his side, so not too bad. And of course a little 4-3 there is not too much of a threat. If he does it right and he tracks him, well, maybe he doesn't need to because the JP is going to just wreck that guy. So, I was going to say, he looked like he was aiming at the track, which is a smart thing, especially with the quick rate of fire this thing has. You're able to nail it, and someone just pinged me on... Anyway, if you have the quick rate of fire with this thing, you're able to track the guys, not have to worry too much about it. Just track them, and then you can fire all day long. You don't have to worry about the fact that, hey, I shot the track, and now I got a 7-second reload. This thing might be a little quicker here. I'll try and do a little head counting here next time he fires. See if he, how long it is. If he can swing around. Ooh, there's 2 juicy targets that didn't even see him coming. So let's see here. If he fires, that Tiger's an easy target on the side. It looks like a 5-second reload. Sorry there, I was counting. Well, probably closer to 3 because I was counting fast. But as you can see, that thing fires fast and stuff just bounces right off it. He does have the support now that he could just expose his flanks so long as people are actually paying attention and watching. Doesn't have too much to worry about. They are starting to pull ahead though. He bounced quite a few shots off him. He's done a little bit of damage, 400 that he's seen. So I don't know what the end result there is going to be. I'll have to take a look at that once we get there. But it looks like so far, I mean, bounce after bounce. Let me take a quick look at the front of this thing. You can see right near the gun, which you would think would be weak, bounced. Right on the gun mantlet, bounced. Not a whole heck of a lot going through. There's really no fragile parts that I can see unless you're shooting that bottom plate which I already said that I hit once before and didn't do a whole heck of a lot too, but that could have just been the luck. And then of course shooting that commander hatch up top might be another option, but hitting that isn't a guarantee. Now one of the nice things about this tank is he can actually afford to shoot the buildings if they're destructible between him and another target, and have the rate of fire to go through them and keep firing at his opponent, just because of the sheer volume of fire he can put out, and he carries quite a bit of rounds. So he might want to be cautious of that KV-1, because the 1S, which he bounces, which I guess I should have expected. But the simple fact that that KV-1S could do a whole heck of a lot of damage as the second hit that he bounced. So once that KV-1S is dead here, we'll take a look again and see what happened. Man, he's just sustaining fire down there, or is able to lay down sustained fire left and right. As you can see, he's actually hurting team-wise. It's looking like he's down to 4-5 people on his team, and the other team still has quite a good number. They were in the lead at first, but not at the moment. Now he's turning to probably come. That 1S did escape over there. Let's quickly look at the front of this thing. Bounced off what looks to be a weak point at first, which was that little smoke launcher, and then again off that just round nub. So he's trying to squeeze through there real quick. They are able to pick it back up a little bit. The 3 TDs are all that's left, along with 2 pieces of artillery. The artillery on their team has done a little bit of work, so is the Hummel on the other end. But it looks like the 1S is what's left there. The artillery's on the cap, but I think that TD is going to end up killing him if he gets a little lucky. There's a Tiger right out in front, but again, we already saw what happened with the last Tiger. Sustained rate of fire against the Tiger that can't penetrate through the front is going to be a long and hard battle. Ooh, Tiger got lucky and drove right past him. Now he's going to have to play this one smart, because he can roll out there and get hit from behind by one of the tanks, but not the other. But it looks as though these two are the main heavy hitters. Oh no, there's still an IS, and there's the IS more than likely. I don't have my other mod in this version of the game, but either which way, there's another heavy down there which can interrupt them, and then of course there's a heavy coming at the artillery. So if one of those gets finished off, they'll be in a decent setting. But right now it looks like that KV-1S is actually making a move around the flank to deal with the cap, but by doing so he's going to expose himself to return fire from the other TD and leave this Tiger completely exposed, because the Tiger really can't, defend himself now, because the, what is this thing, AT-15 for short, is going to be able to come around that corner all day long. Now, the one thing he's hesitant about, or at least I'm assuming, is coming around that Tiger and the Tiger tracking him. I honestly would probably risk it, because, I don't know, I'm a little gutsy when I shouldn't be. But, yeah, as you can see, he could have come around that bend, which I honestly would have probably been a little more ready to do, but he's trying to outturn him to prevent him from getting to his side. He's doing the right thing, and it looks like he's trying to track him the best he can in terms of, there we go. Now that he tracked him, he doesn't have to worry about it getting around to his side. The 1S didn't come to help him. Now the Tiger was able to track him, but there's no real threat of anything coming around to his side, so he doesn't need to burn that repair kit right away. Had the Tiger not been tracked, he probably would have burned that repair kit right away to be able to return or keep turning to avoid getting hit by whatever would come his way. So very smart move there. I could tell he was trying to track the Tiger. He tried to do that earlier to other tanks, and I would definitely be a little gutsy here, not worrying too much about getting hit at this point. Yeah, one hit's gonna ruin your day, but that KV-1S just shot, turn on your spot like that, it doesn't have to worry too much. That IS though, on the other hand, if he had actually hit, that would have been bad. He probably would have done half his health and damage, and it would have been very bad for anything coming in on the flank. Now that 1S needs to really be cautious if he wants to be able to take out the AT here, but I think with that front armor on this thing, if he plays it just right, and he's going to have to be a little daring, just like that, come around that bend so that he's getting front shots are bounced off him, he'll be alright. Now, I'm surprised just how much penetration this thing's able to have. He's going right through the front of this IS, no problem, where, lo and behold, I always have trouble where I bounce, but that's probably because I shoot the front or the turret instead of going at the side plating the tracks like he's doing. So he's able to just burn it down completely. Has a 1S coming in behind him. He's going to be able to finish that one off if history is any measure here. So one hit there. If the Hummel can get a shot off, that'd be fantastic, but otherwise, it's going to be pretty easy for the AT here to come in and finish off the job. He's doing a great job again with 170 pin. Let me see if that's correct. Yeah, 171 pin. He's able to just go right through all these tanks, no problem whatsoever. And then, of course, he's aiming low, going for the tracks, which I cannot blame him at all. By doing so, he's preventing them from being able to flank. And that's kind of the key thing there. And he rams them for the win there. I wonder how much this thing weighs. That is fantastic. The accuracy, rate of fire, and everything on this gun is fantastic. That just goes to show you just how impressive this tank is in a player who knows how to play it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the screen caps he sent along, and we'll wrap it up from there. First things first, I gotta say he has the Panzer Girl tank mod. I forgot what the anime is. I saw one episode once. Oh man. But basically it's a girls' school for combat where the girls are trained how to pilot different tanks, and hilarity ensues and crazy Japanese stuff happens. And yeah, it's actually, the 1 or 2 episodes or parts of episodes I've seen, it's pretty entertaining. So yeah, and I believe those are at least the anime chicks for crew members that he has posted up there. Anywho, he definitely got a mastery, we can see that, and we can say that he definitely earned that one. 5,000 experience, well, 5,200 experience tripled. That's completely understandable. We'll have to see what it breaks down to later when we get to the team score and detailed report there. But killing 5 people, hitting 6 of them, and you can see doing significant amounts of hits in addition, and a lot of those were damaging hits too. So he did fantastic. While he did miss a couple shots, not a big deal, he did hit quite a bit and did quite a bit of damage. So earning 66,000 credits, which is understandable for a premium tank, did a fantastic job taking no damage, mind you. So he did a great job. That mastery was well earned there. And I mean, this just goes to show you how good that this tank really is, especially at tier. Above tier, it's even, you know, just as good. I've had problems penetrating it with the tanks I have, but it's a rarity I've played against it, so I can simply chalk that one up to maybe I just had bad luck or something. But anyway, Elliot here did a fantastic job. He was a little reluctant to go after that Tiger once he saw the KV-1S start to move around the corner, but he also played it kind of cautious there to be safe, rather than go around that corner to fight the Tiger and get himself shot in the back. So I can't blame him at all. He probably did the right thing there. I may or may not have done a little more, you know, instigating, but oh well, is what it is. He did what he did his thing, and he did it probably better than I would have. I would have been a little more gutsy and a little more anxious. He played it safe and smart. So, and he also did the one thing I could never stop recommending for that type of a tank, which has a fast rate of fire, and that is track people. You saw, and I saw, that he kept aiming low, aiming at the track, purposely trying to track them first, because he knew that his rate of fire will make up for that one shot that he spent tracking. He could probably pump in another 1 or 2 rounds before having to retrack the tank. So he did a great job in knowing to do that he can prevent himself from getting flanked that way, and otherwise would have led him to getting killed if he wasn't actively doing that for this tank. Let's go ahead and look at the team score, which should be right here. And yes, he earned 1,171 experience on his own. That is great. Killing 5 tanks, surviving with 100% hit points. So not a lot I can say about that. You can see a lot of people died on his team. Everyone died on the other team. That one really would have been a nail biter. So I gotta admit, playing that one, he did a great job. He let cool head prevail and really stuck to his own and held his own there and did a fantastic job of eliminating the enemy team one at a time. He didn't bite off more than he could chew. He certainly knew what to do when he saw tanks coming at him. He really tried to outturn that Tiger and definitely tried to track him when he thought that it was going to threaten him, and he saw that it could have potentially got around his side. And you saw he did purposely track, or try to track, that Panzer III-4 there, and he got lucky that the Jagdpanzer was able to come in and just smoke him. Otherwise, he probably would have been able to burn him down on his own, yes. But he did the right thing by trying to track him first. And I can't, as I keep saying, I can't reiterate that enough. He played that one very smart by knowing that he had a high rate of fire, and high rate of fire tanks can do great things if they track their opponent first, then do 1 or 2 hits for damage, then go back, track again. You want to keep them immobilized so that other people can either come and help, or artillery can land shells on them. And that makes a huge difference when you do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the detailed report. And with that, we see he did 3,300 damage. Ooh, I did a whole lot more damage than I thought he did. I didn't realize he did that much damage. 35 shots fired, 26 hits. That's incredible. 25 of them damaging hits. So only bouncing one shot out of all those rounds fired, that's pretty impressive. And I've bounced shots off ISs, Tigers, and KV-1Ss all the time with higher tier tanks. Probably because I snap fire. I don't aim nearly as much as I used to, so I need to get better at that. But he certainly did a fantastic job. He received, what, 10 hits. Receiving 10 hits for 0 damage, only taking a couple bits of immobilization and 2 damages to his tracks. He played that exactly perfectly right, making sure that the only shots were to his front, never to his side. And so, again, with that whole tracking thing he was doing, he did a great job there. I cannot stress that enough. Absolutely fantastic. Did a great job in this tank. I was actually really happy to be able to see it from the other side of the perspective now, being able to see how one operates it and one performs it. Best thing I can recommend is track it, because it's not going to do enough damage to you initially. Just track it, then get behind it and start shooting, because from the front, good luck. That's the only thing I can say. If you get to the front of that thing and you can't get behind it, good luck. You need gold ammunition, or you need to get super lucky and hit different areas. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this debriefing. I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to send one in, send it to darqueling@gmail.com. Send in the screen caps just from the garage here, and also send in the replay. Please give me a little blurb about it so I know what to look forward to when you send it in to me. And also, it doesn't hurt if you tell me what version of World of Tanks you're using so I know which version of mine I should be using. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next debriefing.